Brad Knowles, producer of Friday Night Flies, hosted by Scott LeBoldus and Scotty Holmes. Enjoy the show.
Friday Night Flies, Scotty Holmes, recording at home from the pandemic. We're not at the store these days. Brad's been doing a great job of taking over Friday Night Flies. Well, he is Friday Night Flies. What am I saying? But doing everything. He's been putting on contests. He's been tying flies, tying chronomids recently, and the contests that we've been having. It's so good to see the participation of all of the Friday Night Flies fans, and I've been seeing some really good patterns, and you know what? I'm not in the last contest. I'm not a chronomid fisherman. I do it, but it's not my preferred style of fishing. But you know, it's nice to see some really good patterns that you guys are putting out there, and I'll just copy them. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to copy your guys' patterns, and then I know they work already because you guys are tying them. So makes it simple for me. But so thanks, Brad, and thanks for all the work you've been doing, because we all appreciate it. I've been watching the shows and paying attention to all the stuff that you've been doing, and it's been great. So thank you very much, the big gray guy, and all your posts on Facebook of your fish, because I haven't been fishing a lot. Reality being, my pandemic, I spent a lot of time fixing my house, redoing my garden, and rebuilding my 31-year-old truck. So that's kind of been what I've been doing. I've been tying flies, but I've been just stocking my box, and then every now and then I'd have a day where I would tie up like a little streamer or just something for fun, to be a little bit more creative. But yeah, filling my box, getting the flies I need for the season, because hopefully soon we will be allowed to go to the provincial parks and go to the places that we want to go to and be able to travel. So that's kind of my plan, is to be ready for when the things go, because it will go. And whatever we fish, we can always find some place to fish, and I've been doing all right so far. Haven't had any huge fish, but I've had some really nice days on the lake, on a couple of local lakes. And one of the patterns I like to use is I like to use wet flies. Up until a couple years ago, I hadn't really used a lot of wet flies, but I found that as a searching pattern, sometimes they are something that works. You know, if I'm not sure what's going on, I'll just throw it on my sinking tip, paddle around for a bit, and see what happens. So that's kind of the plan. But I'm trying to keep this short, and I was trying to keep it simple. I wanted to give you guys a little reference. This is take 2. The first take, I thought I could unplug my camera and it would continue, and I could start it back up again because I had 2 cameras set up, but I can't. So I'll have to move the camera anyways to put it in position for tying my fly. So I'll give you a little tour of where I tie from. Okay, so first of all, I have my computer right down beside me so that I can do things, stream things, whatever, watch what everybody's doing. And then right above that, I have a light box. So my computer is right close so that I can take pictures and do stuff. I use this camera. It takes an all right picture. I mean, it's not the greatest picture, obviously, but it does a good job, and it gives quite a bit of definition. And then over here, I have another light box, so you can sort of see it. But that one there is lit. I have a lit from the bottom part, a light underneath, and then a light over top. The light over top, the bulb's blown, so you can't really get the full effect. But yeah, it's pretty cool, and it does better for bigger flies, or if you wanted to do multiple flies. The smaller box doesn't work as well. And then right above that, you can't really see it. It's sort of in the shade, but that's where I put all my flies. after I've tied them. So yeah, there you go. Okay, so back into the light. Have my spool holder. I have a drawer, a bunch of drawers, and then material everywhere on pegboard. I have a big fluorescent light, 4-foot fluorescent light with a grow tube and then a fluorescent light. And the grow tube is just a little bit better light. It's a little bit warmer. Yeah, and then all my feathers, you know, all the different things going up sides. I also have stuff below. I have some drawers down below here. It's all kind of rough, guys. I built it out of a old Murphy bed that I had. So yeah, so there you go. So that's kind of it. There's a little salmon fly that I've been working on. Yeah, so there you go. So we're going to put the camera back down and we'll take a look at the fly of the evening. And I'll have to do a couple of adjustments. And definitely, guys, we're not going to be as good a quality as Brad, because Brad has a much better setup and he has multiple camera angles or multiple use of different cameras at the same time, which I don't. So there we go. So there it is. My wet fly, it's Coq de Leon wet fly. Very simple to tie. And you can variate between if you want to use a darker rib, lighter rib, purple rib, green rib, whatever you want to do. And or different colors. You know, there's multiple different shades of colors and modeling on this particular Coq de Leon hen, so you can sort of pick, but you got to kind of go by the size of the hackle as well. So there we go. That was tied with the yellow thread. I'm going to tie with a black thread. Yeah, there's a smaller one. Actually, we're going to be tying something a little bit more similar to this because I'm doing it in a size 10 nymph sprout hook, which work well. They have a nice gape on them, so they're a little bit wider than a streamer hook. A little bit more space and a little bit more round bend. Okay, so we're going to get that out of there, and we're going to put our hook in. And as I said, this is the second time I've done this because the first time I didn't tighten my vise quite enough. I didn't have my jaws quite tight enough, and the hook came sailing off. It all worked out. It all went back in there quite quickly, and I was still filming, but yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is get our thread on there. This is size, this is A-dot, in A-dot uni, yeah. I wasn't going to say it. There we go. I'm going to do that, and then we're going to put our tail on there. So I have 2 feathers picked out. Just one's a little bit longer, so it's a little bit better for the tail. And out of 1 feather, you can get quite a few flies. Like, I'm only going to take maybe what is that? That's probably 10 10 fibers. And I want the tail to be pretty much full length of the hook, or close to it, or maybe 3/4. Two-thirds we're getting down to. Keep it on top. Okay. Just wrap it up. And then we're going to put on our rib. And I don't see it. Oh, there it is. And we're going to use Uniflex. Uniflex. I really like this stuff. It's easy to work with. It's pretty strong. So we're just going to catch it in. And we're just going to pull lightly, and we're going to wrap it back. And as it gets back to the tail there, you want to pull a little bit more, stretch it out so it's thinner. And once you get back to the end, you can let go and trim off our excess here. I'm just going to wrap back up. Just making sure that I got a nice uniform body. Okay, then we're going to dub. And one of my all-time favorite dubs is SLF, Spiky Squirrel, in the Natural Fox. It comes in all sorts of colors, but I like it in the Natural Fox. Yeah, really good stuff. Still use it all the time. I want it to be a little bit, as we dub this on, I want it to be a little bit thinner, and then we're going to build it as we go up, trying to create a taper. Oh. It's not working. Got something red in there. I don't know how I got that in there, but anyways, so yeah, so I'm gonna dub this up. I don't have Brad here to break the silence tonight. Usually there'd be Brad talking in the background going, oh my god, you're sounding like a pirate. But tonight it's just me at home. I tried to convince my daughter to come and watch. She didn't want to. But yeah, just be patient, dub it up, try to create a bit of a taper as you're going up. I need a little bit more dubbing. Then we're going to wrap that. Actually, no, we're pretty good. The body's good. We're going to wrap that Uniflex up. I'm going to pull a little bit more in the beginning, a little bit looser, so it's a little bit thicker at the end. 4 or 5 wraps. And just pull it. It's pretty cool stuff. You don't, and the thing is, I always take big pieces like that or bigger, and think, oh yeah, I'm gonna use all that thing, and I never do. And then I have that much left, and I gotta use it again, and I could probably get 2 more flies out of that one piece. Okay, so we've got our basic body down. We're gonna put on a little bit more dubbing. If you wanted to give a little bit of contrast, you could change colors, do something a little bit darker, do something a bit lighter. Just a little bit more dubbing. Just trying to build up that thorax type area and also give it a little bit more body so that the feather flows over it nicely rather than just straight down the hook. So we've got that done. We got our feather. And we're just going to tie it on. The concave side down. Okay, we'll get rid of the little tag piece. And we'll get ourselves set up to wrap. No phone calls. I'm almost done. Okay, so then we're going to do a couple wraps. You can put your hackle plier on. I think I will. And then we're just going to palmer it back. You know, do as many wraps as you really feel comfortable fishing. Sometimes that last one was a little bit overdone and a bit long. The hackle was a little bit long. But so that was like 2 and a bit, maybe. Okay, so make sure you don't cut your thread as you do that, as you try to get rid of the feather. And then we're just going to build a little head. Yep, there you go. A little head cement. Maybe to start. A little head cement always can't hurt, you know. And then if you wanted to finish it, if you wanted to take a chance of not getting some cure on any of those feathers, you could do some solar res on there for sure. But so there you go. Let me look, I can't see. Yeah. Pretty good. It'll fish. So there you go, little slow roll. Coq de Leon wet fly. Friday night flies. So I'll change it up. We're gonna go, well, maybe we won't even do that. We'll just stay where we are. I'll just pan the camera. So Scotty Holmes, tie-in for Friday Night Flies. With no boys that tie flies, because I'm here by myself. Until next tie, bang!